In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, hello everyone, and welcome to this edition of the RIN in English News with me, Nima Chitsas. A Quran recitation session was held in the presence of the leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, on the first day of the holy month of Ramadan. Omid Haydari has more.
The leader addressed the gathering, which was held through a video conference with the presence of a number of outstanding reciters of the Holy Quran and the Imam Khomeini Musalla. Ayatollah Khamenei congratulated the advent of the holy months of Ramadan and called on Muslims to act upon the teachings of the Holy Quran, which could save all humanity. Elsewhere in his remarks, the leader has called on the Iranian people not to be afraid of the United States and other bullying powers. Ayatollah Khamenei said, Quran has guidelines for resolving the problems of human beings, and stated that some verses of the Holy Book teach people social relations that they need in their lives. Ayatollah Khamenei emphasized that the Holy Quran teaches Muslims not to trust despots at all. The leader added, our problem is that we do not adapt to life with the rules of the Holy Quran. We are similar to a person who visits a doctor and gets a doctor prescription but does not follow the prescription. Today, our situation is like this. The leader said the Holy Quran is also a book of teacher and knowledge. That is to say, the Holy Book irrigates the heart and human mind, adding the Holy Book is an inexhaustible source of those who are knowledgeable. The leader went on to say, the Holy Quran says, do not trust the oppressors and never ever incline to them. The result of trusting the oppressor is that Muslim states trust the most oppressive and cruel elements of the world and see the results. During the ceremony, a number of reciters, eulogists, recited verses of the Holy Quran. Such a gathering is held every year on the first day of the holy month in presence of the leader.
Meantime, leader of the Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, offered his condolences on the passing away of a member of Iran's Assembly of Experts, Ayatollah Ibrahim Amini. In a message on Saturday, Ayatollah Khamenei paid tribute to the deceased as a devout cleric who dedicated his life to promotion of Islamic teachings. The leader also lauded Ayatollah Amini for his political and social activities and serving in various posts in the Islamic Republic. The member of Iran's Assembly of Experts died at the age of 95 in the city of Qom on Friday. Elsewhere, Iranian officials, including President Hassan Rouhani, Parliament Speaker Ali Larijani, Judiciary Chief Ebrahim Raisi, the Chairman of the Expediency Council, the Chairman of the Assembly of Experts, religious scholars, as well as state and military officials, also expressed condolences over the death of Ayatollah Amini. Iranian President praised the efforts made by knowledge-based companies in a time of coronavirus pandemic. Addressing a meeting with private sector's activists, President Hassan Rouhani referred to developments made by knowledge-based companies with regard to producing ventilators. Referring to progress in medical and health sectors, President Rouhani said, we can now supply our requirements and can export disinfectants and health items. Elsewhere in his remarks, he referred to reports of the Vice Presidency for Science and Technology with regard to serology kits, saying, we have great potential and we can be exporter in any sector. Meantime, in a phone call with Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani on Saturday, President Rouhani said, Iran closely monitors the United States' movements in the Persian Gulf, but will never initiate any conflict or escalation in the region. President Rouhani congratulated the advent of the holy month of Ramadan to the Qatari Emir and nation and all Muslims around the world, expressing hope that this month would bring many blessings for the Islamic Ummah. President Rouhani and the Emir of Qatar described Tehran-Doha relations and cooperation as positive and developing. and has stressed the need to strengthen and develop bilateral relations between the two countries. Referring to the recent U.S. provocative movements in the Persian Gulf, President Rouhani said, "The Islamic Republic of Iran closely monitors and pursues the U.S. activities, but will never initiate any conflict or escalation in the region." Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani also congratulated the Iranian government and people on the arrival of the holy month of Ramadan and has stressed the need for all countries to ease tensions in the region. Elsewhere, President Rouhani praised people's cooperation and support in observing health protocols and described it as a source of pride. Here's more.
Speaking at a meeting of the heads of the specialized committees of the National Task Force for Fighting Coronavirus, President Rouhani appreciated the support of the respectful clerics of Meraji in controlling coronavirus and said, during the period of controlling the disease for protecting people's lives and health, the respectable clerics of Meraji have shown the same sensitivity and concern as the health officials. Referring to the report of the Ministry of Health and Medical Education regarding the achievements of their relative satisfaction in controlling coronavirus outbreak, the President said, if people's cooperation continue alongside protocols, we can hope the chain of the outbreak will break. President Rouhani said, according to the reports provided, due to the measures taken including the increase of laboratory centers, accelerating the presentation of its results in shorter times, and at the same time with the efforts of the country's medical staff and the care taken, many people have been able to be treated on an outpatient basis. The President also said, with the coordinated management among all organizations and agencies, and with the special care taken by the authorities in provinces and cities throughout the country that were infected, they have been able to stop the increased spread of the disease and led to stable situations. The President added, the measures taken and the assessment show, despite the fact that we are towards controlling the disease, if people's level of vigilance decreases, the disease may surge, and in these circumstances, we will have to resume restrictions. The President emphasized, without a doubt, the path to fight and control this disease cannot be taken without the support of the people. He said, at the same time, the committees of the National Task Force for Fighting Coronavirus are obliged to announce the process of restarting the activity in each city and province by examining the statistics and indicators of the spread of the disease and its control situation by observing special conditions and specific protocols.
Head of Iran's Health Ministry's Public Relations Office said on Saturday that 68,193 people out of a total of 89,328 infected with the coronavirus have survived, while 5,650 have unfortunately succumbed to the death. Kianush Jahanpur said 1,134 new affected cases have been detected since Friday. He added, over the last 24 hours, 76 people have died due to the deadly virus. Meantime, Iranian Deputy Health Minister announced that much fewer coronavirus patients in the country have needed hospitalization in recent weeks. Iraj Harirchi added, a descending trend of infection of coronavirus has been witnessed in most Iranian provinces in the past few weeks, thanks to the effective efforts by people and the government. However, Harirchi underscored the need for continued social distancing efforts to prevent an epidemic again. Elsewhere, the ministry's infectious diseases department head, Mohammad Mehdi Guya, also warned of signs of a fresh outbreak in Iran, inviting people to deeply preserve health instructions. Plasma therapy, as one of the most effective treatments for coronavirus, has been used by medical centers in Iran for treating patients suffering from the COVID-19. In this method, the recovered patients affected by coronavirus donate their blood plasma for the treatment of other patients suffering from the same disease. Here's more.
These days, those who recovered from coronavirus help the other patients suffering from COVID-19.
I donate my blood plasma to my compatriots until they recover from the disease and continue their lives happily.
Plasma therapy performed in most provinces of Iran, and Ardabil is one of the leading provinces in performing this method of treatment.
There are two therapies for the disease. The first one is the plasma donation method, in which patients who have recovered from the disease donate their blood plasma. We separate their plasma with a particular device under a unique process. Then we inject the extracted plasma into patients needing it. The next method is performed for those patients who have not had a donor. We extract their blood plasma. Then it is washed and injected into the patients. This method is the so-called plasma exchange method.
The method we use here is that we suck the blood with a pump from the catheter connected to the patient's large vessel. The blood is sent into the centrifuge part of the device. In the centrifuge, the blood cells are separated from the blood wall. Next, the blood plasma is directed to the middle of the centrifuge. There, it's sucked by the cylinder located there. Then it is transferred into the plasma collection bag. It remains inside the bag, and blood cells are injected into the patient using reverse pumping. This procedure takes less than an hour for donors.
So far, blood plasma of more than 15 persons in Ardabil province has been donated to the patients.
We had patients who were young, dependent on the device in a bad condition. Fortunately, they were saved. As an effective treatment method, this valuable deed helps improve the condition of critically ill patients with corona.
And this man is one of the medical staff who had the coronavirus almost 35 days ago. Now, thankful for the recovery, he is donating plasma.
I'm going to donate my plasma to the dear patients who are affected and help my fellow citizens. God willing, they may be healed.
Mr. Asadi's plasma is ready now and it can be injected into patients. Dear compatriots, you can also donate your plasma to give a new life to the other people. Salim Mohajeri reporting for IRIN from Ardabil in North Besavirwan.
The coronavirus, COVID-19, is affecting 210 countries and territories around the world with 2,891,073 active cases, 201,508 deaths, and the recovery of 825,032 people. The United States has 945,249 active COVID-19 cases with 53,243 deaths, which is nearly two-folds of Italy, the next, and the number of death tolls. The U.S. President took no questions at his White House briefing on Friday after widespread mockery for floating the idea that light, heat, and disinfectants could be used to treat coronavirus patients. The idea was widely derided. Doctors called it dangerous and irresponsible, while state and local government agencies and disinfectant manufacturers warned the products should not be ingested or injected. And that's a wrap for now. Goodbye.